broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Before he left, he went and named me
Picked
Sue.
this song for you.
Sue.
Well, he
Perfect.
must have thought that it was quite a joke.
I enjoy it. I wish we could always open with like some
I know.
country.
And like the whole thing.
You
The whole
country
song.
fan?
Huge fan.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm like a huge country fan, but some good old country, yes.
I mean, who's not a fan of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the cash.
Yeah.
The cash.
Yeah. What's up,
The cash.
everyone?
Hey.
Hello.
I thought it
Hello.
was episode 6, but it's only episode 4. So
Yeah, you got really ahead of yourself.
I did, you know.
It's fine.
I got totally confused.
But
Yeah.
it's our Halloween episode.
I know.
We're very excited. Hannah has turned into Liv.
Hey guys.
best.
I killed somebody and ate a brain,
Well,
and we're good.
Well, she turned her into Liv. Like, that's how that whole
That's
system works.
That's exactly what happened.
I like to say Desiree is more of the Blaine of the group.
Uh-huh.
She's got the
Yeah.
blonde
Truly.
locks,
The
but
blonde locks,
Yeah.
you know.
And then Jared is just Freddy Krueger.
yeah, that's just me. It had nothing to do with the show.
One-handed.
Well, that's all he did. That's all he had.
Oh, he only
wasn't
had
like
one
Edward
hand?
Just the one.
Scissorhands.
Yeah, I need to go back and rewatch them all.
They're not that great, but they're okay. Freddy vs. Jason was fun.
All right.
Did you ever
true.
see? Oh,
I didn't see it. I didn't see it. That's why
I
that
love when you're like, all right.
All right. I don't know what you're talking about. Let's change the subject. I'm just kidding.
Well, it's season 2, episode 4. Even Cowgirls get the black and blues. And did we nickname this one tonight? Did we have a nickname?
No, we didn't. I thought about Butterball because of the beginning, and then
Prickly Pear. That was a good
Prickly
was a
Pear.
good one, too.
It's a great one.
Yeah.
And then thanks for doing the sex. I liked
Oh,
that
yeah.
as
That
well.
was a
I
good
thought
one,
that was
too.
a good
Pawn,
one.
Pawn of the Dead.
Oh, I didn't hear that one. That was a good
well,
one.
that was one of
either.
the comic setups before
that would be a good one too.
that was one of the comic setups before they. We might as well just dive into it. Before they questioned our big guest tonight,
Yeah.
Mr. Daniel Bess.
Hello.
Yay!
Thanks for having me.
Sue himself.
Yes.
Very exciting.
How's it going?
Hey, it's going great. It was fun to watch.
Did you enjoy the? Did you? I would just like to dive right into it. Can we
Yes.
just?
Let's do it.
Let's
Did
do
you?
it.
What did you like about? I mean, you've done a lot of TV.
Yeah.
What did you like about working on this show?
Well, first off, I'm friends with Malcolm, and I know him from back. We went to the same conservatory.
He's
so
awesome.
He's
know.
a phenomenal actor, and he's from American Gangster and all
Yeah.
that. Just an incredible resume. But just right off the bat, a lot of times you come on as guest star, you're on for 1, 2, 3 days. People know you're coming and going, so it's like hi bye. But to have somebody who's like, hey, this guy's cool, say hi, and it just immediately makes you feel more comfortable.
Nice.
And Liz was great, and
Yeah.
it was.
So did you film the first scene that you had with Malcolm first, so you got to work with
Yeah,
him
that
on
was
the first
nice.
day?
Yeah, right off on the first day, and it's just I don't know what it is, but this maybe they're all Canadian. But
They're automatically nicer and
the
way
crew,
cool.
The crew is just a hair nicer than most American crews.
Yeah.
Like Grips tend to be just like really tough guys,
Yeah.
little like they're their own little gang. But everybody was like really a little bit nicer.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
That is pretty sweet. Like,
Yeah.
I like that.
we had Malcolm on last year. He came in and hung out with us at the old studio.
Oh, nice.
We were swapping some stories, and
awesome.
it's got you got. I always like to ask now if anyone's real friends, and since you've kind of known them. Come on. I mean, do you have anything from like a funny?
Well,
Do you
that's
have
the thing,
anything
it's
on
like,
him?
We actually missed each other college by 1 year, so
Yeah.
anytime there's like a purchase reunion,
Yeah.
I've met him a bunch.
Yeah.
So we're like friends,
Yeah.
but we're not like hang out, go
Not
drinking kind of
besties.
buddies.
So when
yeah.
did you first meet him?
I met him right when the first year I was out. I booked 24, and he had just come up. He was, I forget how exactly. It was a party in LA for all purchase people, and he was there, and he was in his now wife, who then friend, who he was in the same conservatory for all 4 years with. And when you're in a conservatory, you're in every class together for 4 years with the
Dang.
same
Interesting.
20 people.
Oh my
Oh, wow.
gosh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So his wife and him, I mean, I guess biggest dirt I can say. Well, it's not dirt. It's a wonderful story. They were friends all through college. And then afterwards, after you become like family, you know each other intimately. You grow up. I was 17 when I started.
Oh wow!
And then so they become your best friends because for 4 years, every class, and it's not a normal college. It's 8 in the morning till 10 at night.
Oh my
Oh
god!
man, that is so intensive.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
We love it though. That's all we want to do, right?
Yeah.
You know.
I don't think I'd be friends with anybody after that though. Oh my
So
god!
I met him and Vanessa, his wife, when they were friends, and it's just beautiful to see them.
That's amazing.
That's so
I love that
awesome.
story. Look at Malcolm being all cute.
Yeah, right? He's a
Completely.
sweetheart.
We'll have to bring him back in this
Well, he's
season.
just a cool cat too on the set too.
Yeah.
There was like some hustlers in the corner trying to get like autographs, and everybody was just like, but he was like, yeah, man, come on.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is very cool.
So you started school, like the conservatory, at 17. Did you graduate early?
Yeah,
from
I
high
was. You know
school?
that they have that cutoff period.
Yeah.
And my sister, who's a school teacher, laughs when she sees my high school photos. She's just like, Danny, you should have been held back. I'm like, everybody's up here, and I'm like,
I was on that same cutoff. Like I graduated at 17 too, just
Really?
because I
Yeah.
was like under.
I can't even look at your face.
You had a birthday recently.
yeah, October 8th.
It's so amazing.
Are you an October baby?
I'm November, but November 11th.
It's that same
very
thing.
close.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So I was like a couple days away.
Yeah.
But it was just, I hated high school so much that I'm glad I got in early.
Yes.
But I think I would have actually had a girlfriend in high school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Missed opportunity.
The girls always liked me 2 years below me, but it was just like
That's
it
the
didn't quite
rule.
work out.
That's always that was the rule.
Yeah.
Yeah. You weren't
So-
Really
allowed.
funny.
Yeah, and you went to school in Hawaii. You grew up in Hawaii.
Born and raised, yeah.
Born and raised.
Born and raised in Hawaii.
So what was sort of your family dynamic and your experience growing up in Hawaii and then coming here to this kind of the mainland
Yes.
for your acting experience?
It was wild because I mean I grew up in Palolo Valley, which is a very it's a little tougher part of town as far as Hawaii goes. So there's always this like weird thing where you could get beat up for being white. It's very rare.
Yeah.
It's very rare. There's a few
It
times
exists
where like
there.
it's like haole.
Uh-huh.
It's a word. It can mean a good thing or a bad thing. It could be like, hey, he's a haole guy, which means a white guy could be you effing haole, you know. So like a couple times.
Get out of our surf spot, you
Yeah,
effing
well, just
haole.
going to the park, they just take my bike and they call it haole tax, that kind of thing, you know.
Oh no.
But there's like this incredible, like all of my friends were like part this, part that, and they call it chop suey, you know, part Hawaiian, part Korean, part Chinese, part Spanish. Like it's just there's like people are a lot more relaxed about race, and it's because everybody's so mixed, and it's I don't know, it's just everybody's allowed to be 15 minutes late to anything.
I like that.
Yeah.
Island
Me
time.
too.
Yeah, even
That's
movies, which
the
is
time I run on.
infuriating.
Okay, that would bother me.
Yeah, it's a very there's a saying, if can, what was it? If can, if no can, bro. It basically
I'm gonna
means
start using that.
maybe I'll try,
Yeah.
but I'm giving myself permission not to do it in the first place.
I like it.
I really
too.
dig that.
I love
actually.
that.
If can, if no can,
if
bro.
no can,
But that's
no
like
can.
an excuse all the time. You're
Exactly.
Like, yeah, sorry, bro.
That's kind of how it is. It's
I love that.
so beautiful there. I mean, my dad's a businessman, but then like he grew this business from nothing, a publishing company called Best Press. But then like every day at 3 to 6, he'd go play tennis and like go hang out on the beach. Like it's
That's awesome.
yeah.
Hawaiian lifestyle.
Man.
Did you do any acting growing up there?
Yeah. I lucked out. The year I started 7th grade, they started the first ever performing arts high school, like a famous high
Amazing.
school.
Oh, wow.
Because I hated school so badly. But then
Wow.
afterwards, I got to do from 3 to 6, 3 hours of conservatory,
Oh,
or
wow.
high school conservatory. That saved me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really, really awesome.
It's like, you know, football and surfing, and I was not interested.
So I'm guessing the tourists weren't around your area of town.
Well, that's the beautiful. So Oahu, where I'm from, Honolulu, is one of the most beautiful islands. You know, the North Shore, where all the famous surf spots are, is on that island. But everybody now goes to Maui and Kauai because the tourist spot is Waikiki, right? And they built this canal around it, and it literally is like Waikiki is garbage. It's like Las Vegas on the beach. It's a beautiful beach.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, it's just high rises and tourists, and so they kind of all just stay there, which is great for us. But if you ever go, it's stunning. Just don't stay there.
all right.
Yeah.
Good to
Make a
know.
day trip of it.
Go to the North Shore where they film. Is it Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
Yes.
They
Oh,
filmed
the
that
best.
all on the one hotel on the North Shore. So go
Oh,
there.
wow.
And it's stunning.
All right.
It is stunning.
I dig
How
it.
is Halloween on the island? Is there anything different? They do anything differently? I always wanted to know that since
So
we
do
are
I.
creeping up on
Yes.
Halloween. Like, do they do anything fun or different than they do here?
Not really. So
No.
it's the same stuff.
Yeah.
Dress up, go to people's houses. They have a crazy party in Waikiki.
Yeah.
It's pretty nuts.
Well,
But-
tell me what's
I mean,
that
it's
party
the same
about?
stuff. Here, people get like wildly drunk and
Yeah,
dress
yeah.
up. And everybody's
Is there
trying to get
any
laid.
Hawaiian like lore, like Halloween stories, or like
Well, there are
creatures
night
or-
marchers, which I've actually heard.
Oh, what is that?
What?
Tell us more.
Well, they have their own form. There's two forms. There's Menehune, which is their like leprechaun, little like their form of like little
Like gin.
impish.
Okay.
type,
Okay.
Okay, I
people.
dig that.
But that's more of a story. But night marchers are. I mean, I swear I've heard them. But it's basically the ancient Hawaiian warriors marching across the sands, and like my brother and I were filming at Makapu'u. We were doing a little indie film that we were making, and we were filming. It was just two guys, and then I was in front of the camera, and they were filming. And we heard like marching right by us by in the sand. We were like, "What is that?" And we all, and then we played it back on the tape, and we couldn't hear anything, and we were just like, "Whoa."
Oh,
We
How
just
crazy.
we just stopped filming, got out of it. freaked out.
Yeah.
Was it loud?
Yeah, it just sounded like
a
like
group
10
of
guys
people?
marching by.
Closely.
So
All
That
three
is
of us heard it,
creepy.
and when we replayed it on the tape, we couldn't hear anything.
that is spooky.
So,
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And you guys
man.
knew about the kind of lore before?
Yeah, I
that?
mean, it's kind of
Yeah.
common,
But you never experienced it until that moment.
That's the only time I've ever experienced it.
Whoa.
But it did not sound
love
like
that.
sand shifting or anything like that. It literally sounded like a bunch of dudes marching by.
That is
dig it.
crazy.
Um,
Whoa.
yeah.
That's wild.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Dig it.
Oh my
So
god.
do you like doing any horror stuff? Do you like working on projects like iZombie
Yeah,
or
I
horror
love
films?
genre stuff. I got to do like Firefly, which was a sci-fi, and
Nice.
I did. It wasn't a genre, but I did a couple episodes of his other show,
Veronica Mars.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Very cool.
And I,
Nice.
must've been
I
fun.
love doing wild edgy shows, but I've never gotten to do horror.
So what was the energy like working on Veronica Mars on that set versus working on iZombies, considering it's
Veronica Mars was weird for me. I didn't get to. I work with Kristen, and I just was just like
Yeah.
a jerk high school jock guy.
Yeah.
And so it was just like this wild group of like 100. So I couldn't tell who was guest starring and who was an extra. It was like just 100 teenagers.
Oh,
Or
wow.
like young 20s actors. So it was just like a
Insane.
bunch
Overwhelming.
of people like just checking each other out.
That's
And they're
hilarious.
filming at the same time. And I was single at the time, so I was in the same. I actually got a girlfriend out of it.
Really?
There you go.
Well, that should have been the first story you told.
There you go.
There you go.
Love on set.
Not quite.
Okay, great. Never
Well,
mind.
actually,
never
I don't know if I can
Almost.
call it girlfriend. We dated for a few months.
That's
Okay.
fine. You can call it that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's what it
Leanne
is.
had told us last week, who plays Gilda, that they're really word perfect on this set. Did you experience that in your takes?
I learned my lines pretty cold, so
you didn't even have to worry about it.
But that's true because
Yeah.
there was a couple times because it was Sue and he was supposed to be from Texas and I was kind of mumbling a little
Yeah.
bit,
But your accent was great, by the way, man.
perfect.
Good job.
Well, it's
So
funny
good.
because while I was doing Picnic, this play where I'm a guy from Arkansas, a football player from Arkansas.
Oh, nice.
Literally, so maybe it was just bleeding right into it.
Yeah.
Right.
But they came
kinda
out
perfect.
a couple times and were like, it was like one word syllable. I was like, okay, sure, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty great, though.
They're very specific.
That's awesome.
And I know this was an awesome, perfect episode for you because you were talking to me earlier. You said you did, Hawaiian country music, which
I do.
I'm very interested in. That's so cool. Can you tell us more?
Yeah, I'm a musician, singer-songwriter. About 6, 7 years ago, I got signed to an indie label, and I did an album called Songs from the Far West. It's on iTunes, and half the songs are let me turn off my phone.
They may want to join the conversation.
I was like, is that a sample
I
of
thought
the music?
someone was chiming in with the song. Perfect.
That's my wife telling me she's going to sleep. She's going to
Good
bed.
night.
Tell her,
Good
tell her
night.
to pop us on YouTube and she can
Yes.
go to sleep watching you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
Well,
you
it is a
go.
lullaby. One of the songs. And that's how I proposed to her, was with a song.
Aw,
and
how
and my
sweet.
vows were with a song. But yeah, it's like half Hawaiian, but like indie Hawaiian and half like indie country, I would say. Like all country.
So what kind of is the music scene like in Hawaii when you are kind of trying to do
Very
the indie side of
insular.
things? Yeah.
Very insular. It's small. There's a few cats who do traditional Hawaiian kind of made a big comeback, and then is Kamaka Vivole, Israel Kamaka Vivole, who had that Over the
Brada
Rainbow
is.
song. Brada is.
Yeah.
Oh, you know
Look
it.
at you.
Wow.
Yeah, my
know
dad did a book on him. And he and his brother, who died in his 20s of a heart attack, who's also, just massive.
Yeah.
They had a group called Makaha Sons of Niihau, and they were the first, to really revolutionize, popularize traditional Hawaiian music, like singing in Hawaiian. And so there's that. Then there's this... I'm going to probably get in trouble for saying this, but there's a horrible form of music called Jawaiian.
Hawaiian.
Tell us more about
this.
this.
Like reggae stripped down to synthesizer chords and really basic pop lyrics. So it's like yeah.
I like a heavy synth.
It's like a heavy synth.
We need to listen
It's
to this
reggae
out
with
there.
a lot of synth and some obvious rhymes.
Alright.
Yeah.
Is it 80s sounding?
No, it's like reggae. It's like I like to go to the beach and I look at the girls and the doom dun, 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 dun,
Okay.
dun,
I got
you
the
know, it's
idea.
just-
Okay.
Interesting.
Jawaiian.
there are some good Jawaiian artists out there, but
Yeah.
for the
Very
most part, it's
interesting.
kind of
Yeah.
like
So is there any sort of scene that's not Hawaiian music?
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of cool cats that
Yeah.
are doing there's a guy named Makana, who is one of the greatest guitar players of all time.
Oh, wow.
If you listen to some of his stuff, it's just mind blowing. And there's some Gabby Pahanui, and there's all these incredible artists that have come out of there. Jack Johnson's a huge breakout star from there, and Israel Kamakavivo, a huge breakout.
You don't know this, but above you, our engineer
keep
was
looking up.
trying.
Yeah,
he
he's
was
trying to look up.
I know, I couldn't help it.
He's trying.
Hawaiian.
Oh, is he trying to play it?
Yeah.
Yeah, trying
yeah.
to look it
I
up.
was
Look it
waiting
up.
for him to come in with the sound.
Yeah,
and
I'm
we're
trying to
like,
think of a song. I like the fish and poi. I'm a big boy. Lomi lami with the cellar.
I don't know what you're talking about. This sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's
Wow, don't forget the lao.
I think you're nailing it.
Yeah, I'm not making these lyrics
I'm
up.
honestly really bummed that they didn't use your musical talents.
I
in
think,
tonight's episode.
yeah, I would have loved
I
to
am
have
too.
played.
Right? I mean, they had Liv get up there and do a song, which
Yeah.
is pretty awesome.
And
Yeah.
I'm playing the
Yeah.
boy named Sue. I can do a good Johnny
Yeah,
Cash
totally.
imitation.
And especially you were in that
great.
scene watching her. I was
Yeah.
like, why aren't we going to get him on stage?
I know.
yeah, on the Glaze, I got to play banjo and sing a whole bunch and do all that. Do you got
See,
it?
do you have
And they're
something?
looking up.
They're working on
Okay.
it. This sounds a little more hip, though.
Yeah, this is a little more modern Jawaiian
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
What's,
All right.
this is like R&B
And the show
Jawaiian.
is sponsored by Billabong now.
Yeah, right?
This is a little more like R&B Jawaiian,
Right,
which
yeah.
is, I think is probably moving into.
Okay.
All right.
It's good. It's good. We're
dig
learning
it.
the progression of the musical history of Hawaii.
I wasn't
Yeah.
fully mad about it. I
Yeah.
wasn't fully mad about
There's
it.
some really good
I wasn't.
alt reggae artists like Oko Demo.
Ooh.
Welcome to the Jawaiian After Show,
Right here on AfterBuzz TV.
where you get all your Jawaian news
got the-
tonight.
Kekai Boys.
And we're starting off with
Yeah.
Kakai Boys. With
Y'all, I'm digging
I
this
Want
one.
You
I
Now.
know. This is great.
I bet Dustin Bradley's.
Dustin
He
Bradley's
doesn't know
loving
what
it.
just hit him tonight.
Oh,
like,
can,
what
can
am
we
I
do?
watching?
Can we do shout outs
yeah,
right
we
now?
got
Yes,
some
we gotta
social
do some
media
shout-outs.
shout outs, and I had to kick it off with our main man,
Dustin Bradley.
Yes,
DB.
Dustin Bradley.
Listen, I know we talk about you every week, and now you know that we
love
want you to
you
make
so
videos
much.
of us, which is totally fine. Do it again. I mean, I have a great wig on for
I know.
you tonight,
I mean,
so you
Liz
have
here.
to, even though it's like falling out, guys. But yeah, when I put it on, I was like, I'm just trying to impress Dustin Bradley. Is all that I'm trying
Every
to do.
week.
Everywhere.
But-
Every week.
That's all
That's
she
all.
talks
That's all we
about.
try
So,
to do.
I'm
I'm
Really.
sorry, you guys. We don't mean to talk about him all the time, but he's a really great fan.
Yeah, so,
So,
outdo him.
Step up
Let's
your
go.
game.
But also, some other really great Twitter fans who have become pretty consistent are Floriana Radu, Alex Cole. We had a new one, Judith Boylard, I believe is how you say your name. And she agrees with me about the whole Liv and Blaine love. She thinks it's going to be like Buffy and Spike, and I totally dig it. Thank you for jumping on board with that.
Hannah tallies everyone.
I do. I'm going to ask you in a second who you want to be together.
The
and
love
then,
connections.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then US TV Addict or Us TV Addict, whichever one you want it to be. I have really no idea, but those were the Twitter ones. A little bit less than last week, guys. I'm a little bummed about it. but-
Bummer.
step up your game.
And
No, I'm just kidding.
any votes? Did anyone want any of us to die? We got to promote
I
that
still
hard
have
this
to
week.
keep checking.
Okay,
so
Yeah.
we should do it
I
again.
couldn't find it, but I know somebody had voted for you this week.
I saw
Yeah.
that.
Well, you got to
But,
vote.
It was our DB.
Was it? It was. I think it was.
No, it was Florina.
Good job, Florina.
It was Florina. And she said that because my hair changes often, that I could be killed by hair dye or
Yes.
Oh, I
acid,
like that.
hair
I like
acid.
it. I
I
totally
liked
get
it too.
Oh
It's
my
great.
God!
Like,
there you
so-
go.
like fries your
Good.
brain. I don't really know.
Somehow it would be great.
And then on YouTube, I know we had a lot more, but for whatever reason, it wouldn't let me load them, so I could only get like the first 5.
jeez.
I know it was
too.
silly.
Technology.
Alice Dare
Failing
Allen,
us.
George Avila, George Avila, I assume is how you say your name.
Please make up your name if
And-
you do anything on YouTube because she has to read it.
Well,
Yes.
I know, or it may be pronounced Jorge because it is with a J, so you may actually be Jorge. And if it is, I did not know Chasing Life was canceled, so thank you for breaking my heart.
Oh, jeez.
And then Pretty Teen Vamp X, thank you so much for your comments as well. And
I
Joseph
feel like she would
Boza.
listen to Joanne.
Boza,
Preteen
always.
Vamp.
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah.
Oh, Preteen Vamp,
She
absolutely.
loves it. It's her favorite. It's
I
like
think it's
number
a-
1 on her
guys,
profile.
I think it's a
Joanne
boy. I think it's a boy,
Joanne.
actually. It was a boy picture.
Oh.
I think it's a
Oh.
boy. But
Okay.
Come
it's
on.
okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Either way, they love
Yes.
it.
Either way, we love your comments. Thank you for everything. Thanks for watching.
we talked about the love connection. Should we ask our guests if?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Or have you watched much of the show the past few
haven't.
seasons? Okay.
He has
Yeah.
not. Okay,
Okay.
but you watched tonight's
I
episode,
did.
Yeah.
and
So you know the main players. We've
Yes,
got
I do.
Liv and Blaine on the zombie side. We've got Liv and Major, former couple. Hannah thinks that
Liv and
Liv
Blaine
and
should be
Blaine
together.
are going to be together.
eventually.
I think Major
It
and
would.
Liv should be
That's
together.
that's the bad boy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It would
Yes.
only be a one night stand. There's no
But
way
it's going to happen, though, right? Don't you think so? It should eventually happen.
It would cause some good chaos.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Like the show
But
needs it.
that's
But
precisely-
they might need to get to like season 4.
I know. I
You
think it's
know,
going to take a couple
Then they're
seasons,
gonna
but
have
it's
to
going to
like
happen.
we gotta find something.
Yeah.
And when it does happen, it's going to be.
It's gonna be the
I'm gonna
best
lose it.
after
I don't
show.
know.
Maybe she takes like a dark turn for like half a season. You know, like
Yes.
the Dark Knight. She just
Maybe.
kinda-
Yes.
I don't even think it's going to be a
Gets
dark turn. I
confused.
think it's just going to be all that tension builds up and they have some like hate sex and then it's going to be a reoccurring thing is what I'm thinking is going to
be.
happen.
I'm kind of liking the
my
Peyton
opinion.
Blaine
I am
situation.
not happy about
Yeah,
that. You
I'm
I
thinking
look
that.
crazy.
Right at you.
Yeah.
At
I
that
know
point,
you did.
I was
I
like,
could
ooh.
feel your energy over there. Like, Hannah, how's that?
Yeah.
How's that? I wasn't happy about
Sorry,
it.
tone it down.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah, that's like. I mean, for myself, that's maybe my 2 favorite characters in the show.
Well, when it opened with Peyton in the dance studio, I was like, how you doing over there, Jared?
Oh yeah.
Well,
You loving that?
It's
Dancing
been
it
too
out?
long. What class do you think that was? Like hip hop dance?
I don't know.
It was hip hop.
Well, it
Yeah,
seems
hip
like
hop.
they set it up that they're gonna hook up. She's like,
Right?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not thrilled
because
about
then
it.
she's gonna cause us more problems.
Yeah.
All the problems. And Liv's going to be like, what? You're interested in who?
I know. But, well, and after having Leanne here last week, now I also want I want Gilda and Blaine to be a thing.
/ Rita.
Yeah, slash Rito.
Yeah, which I didn't realize. Did we learn just tonight that she goes by Rita with Major?
She did.
I
Well,
talked to him about this too. Yes.
That's well.
Take it away.
Well, when they got he just put her down on his phone. It's a code name because he doesn't want anyone to know that's Gilda on his phone. So it's just a fake name. So he just calls her Rita on the phone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Rita,
There we have
what's
it.
up?
It's like not putting mom down in your phone and be
Well-
like, it's mom or it's dad, so it's not obvious. But this is a sexual thing, so
Yeah,
that'd be a
and now
weird
this means
combination.
it'll be
Horrible
harder for
example,
Linda.
Jared.
Yeah, right.
I
Horrible.
just like to make it weird.
I have to
Like, it's knocked.
clear
Speaking
that out of my
mom,
mind
no
now.
Liv's
Jeez.
mom this whole season. What's going on?
Yeah, we haven't seen her at
And
all.
the
Whenever
brothers-
having a baby bro, yeah.
And still in the hospital? She's
Oh,
not
yeah,
even
we don't
worried,
even
not
know.
visiting. What's
I know.
going on?
No
Which
one's even
episode did
mentioned
you
it.
watch? I know you're over here like, what is happening? Why are they
No,
telling
I
us?
actually watched an episode of you guys discussing pretty much
Oh.
the whole. So I got the like full arc of the past history of all the characters, and you're discussing like, where's the dad? Why isn't there a dad?
Yeah.
There's no
Yeah.
dad, there's no mom since last season, and the brother's in the hospital.
That she doesn't
partially.
visit.
Totally forgot about
well,
the
and
bro.
partially because it's her fault a little bit, so he doesn't want her there. But that's
But because she didn't give him blood, like they don't have other blood to give, like in a
It's
hospital?
like the principle.
Well,
like
the
your
mom doesn't-
family
they don't
and
know
you
that
didn't
she's
give
a
your
zombie,
brother.
so it's a
Right.
whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got the sense that her
did-
family sort of excommunicated
Did
her
she have
after
blonde
that.
hair before and it just went white? Like, how did it?
Oh, it was brown.
It was
Okay.
brown.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was brown.
she looked a little different.
And then she became a zombie, and it was
They
started
just
out
think
with a
she's
streak,
like-
and then it turned white.
She's emo now or something?
She's totally emo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
She
mom
could-
is like, it's drugs.
Yeah.
Because she has no idea. It's
Yeah.
Exactly.
zombie.
Right.
No, but Major's on drugs.
'Cause all-
Major's on
But
serious.
why is he on the zombie
Yeah.
drug? Isn't that just for zombies?
No.
And it's like,
Well, okay, because the original utopium that turned them into zombies was cut with something that
turned them into
for
zombies.
whatever
Right, but
reason
now
turned
it's
them.
just-
So
Yeah,
now
now
there's
it's
a
clean.
clean
Right.
batch of utopium
Yeah.
that he's just
but
using.
what does it do? Like, is it like coke?
like
is it
ecstasy.
like
It's like meth.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make
Yeah.
it sound like X, but he's like down
But
all the
he-
time when
yeah,
he's
he
taking
just seems
it.
pretty
Yeah.
bummed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It confuses me. I don't really know what's going on.
Which we found out who
Finally,
cut
who cut
it.
the utopium?
Yeah.
Utopium.
Yeah,
Or
which guys?
U-bombs.
Can I
U-bombs,
tell you what
bro.
is so wonderful about it being that person?
Why?
What?
Is that is the same actor that was in the Lizzie McGuire movie.
No.
And played her love interest. Yes, it is.
Really?
And now he's like the utopium drug cutter.
Are you sure?
Yes, I swear on my life. It's Pablo. Paolo. Paolo. It's
Oh,
Paolo.
Paolo?
It's Paolo.
We just had a
in
revelation
the Lizzie
right
McGuire
now.
movie. This is hilarious to me.
Interesting.
Yes.
That's so crazy.
Remember? Have you ever seen
Well,
Such a Beautiful Night?
Yes. Yes,
Maybe
I have. And I know
that's what
this. And now I know what you're talking about. I
Right?
did not recognize that in the moment.
I did
but
not recognize it all, but good call.
So what do we
No
think?
big deal.
What do we think? I mean, we could dive into the episode a little bit, and because there was a lot of case in this episode, and
Yeah.
we don't need to talk too much about the case. It was a lot of it, and it was supposed to be okay. It's random, just like a lot of. I kind of like how they threw a random episode in. She only had one flashback for a reason, because there was nothing else to flash back
Yeah,
to.
there weren't
Yeah.
like any
Because
flashbacks.
that's the point. Because it's a
Yeah.
random guy that broke out of jail. It was kind of odd. I don't know what you all thought about this case. I thought they kind of shoehorned
Yeah.
a lot of points in there. I don't know. Like, oh, she's a country singer, now she has clarity, and
Well, it was the first time this season that they've had a case that didn't involve in some way, or was the only focal point aside from Max Rager. Like, they didn't even
Yeah.
bring up Max Rager this time.
True.
So I think that's the only reason why it was like kind of felt different this episode, because it was an episode like all of last season. You know what I mean? The same way it was centered completely around one case.
yeah.
But we haven't had that this season. It's been like mainly focused on the relationships and the whole Max Rager utopium thing.
I was really hoping to be that fat kid.
I was too. I was too.
That's all. I hope it was just. I just wanted to see a little fat kid.
He made me think of Chunk
questioned.
from the Goonies, right? Were you
did,
super
totally.
bummed that you didn't get to be in a flashback? Because I would have been super bummed about that.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't know enough to
To
know,
be
bummed
but-
about it?
But
Yeah.
yeah. I hate more screen time.
Hey,
Yeah,
listen,
there you go.
and on the I'll tell you what,
I
on the bright
appreciate
side, they gave you like a good scene
They
for that
did.
second scene. Like,
Yeah,
for
it was nice to get something like kind of heavy.
emotional, yeah.
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like a real emotional arc for like a co-star part of, or I guess
And
was
then
that
it
a guest
bleeds
star?
right into her having her big emotional moment. where
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
realizes, she feels the love that they had, and she realizes, yeah. this is
Exactly, it was
Yeah.
great. You
I
were
like
actually
that.
a likable character for a case. Usually they're all kind of like,
Well, that's the
"Ugh."
thing.
Yeah.
He
That's
started
my-
out like
That's
the
my
bad
bread and butter,
boy.
though. I'm either the guy that's an asshole who always you find out he's a pretty good guy, or the guy who's a pretty good guy, you find out he's kind of an asshole.
Hey, it's
You're
okay.
like the hooker with the heart of gold, but in a guy version.
Yeah.
That was a
okay.
nickname in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome.
In Hawaii, I was just a mute.
Okay.
Mute.
Yeah, I just do terrifyingly shy.
You had to get to the States until
Well,
you
people
could
thought
turn
I
into a
wasn't. People
butterfly.
thought I was just stuck up.
Yeah.
But I was just
Just
like,
quiet kid.
Just
I saw a
shyness.
girl, I'd be like, ah!
That's hilarious.
It can easily be mistaked.
Yeah.
Shyness for
true.
It really, really
like
can.
arrogance.
Well, that was, yeah, because I by senior year, I look like the guy who would have
Been
an asshole.
been,
Yeah.
been the asshole. But I was.
Well, she just skipped
You
right
were
to it.
not.
No. Yeah. I just played the part.
Yeah.
There you
No, I
go.
like that because Sue was meant to be like the bad boy, and they thought he was a
Yeah.
suspect at first, and you
Yeah.
were all like, "Oh, this guy," and then he totally had his little parking lot moment, and it was lovely.
Parking
Yeah,
lot
he was in
moment.
love
I
with her.
know.
Which actually, speaking of the part with the wrench, it made me laugh when Jared like cracked a joke in between the commercial and was like, "Great job with the wrench," and you were
Yes.
like, "Didn't do it. It was in the script,"
Yeah.
which I thought was crazy to me that actually was in the script. Like,
Yeah,
that
they
much
were like,
detail.
they were like, as he stares at them, he pats the wrench in his hand, and so when it came to it, I did it, and they're like, okay, a little more here.
Seriously?
Yeah. It was like a part.
Oh my gosh,
It was written in. It was very specific.
Down to the
Wow.
Because they wanted
Yeah.
them to feel like, oh, he might hit them, or they
Yeah.
feel like, what?
So it was like a response
Like,
for
it's
them.
like he's
You had
bringing
to
out
do
a
it.
weapon.
Interesting. I
Yeah.
thought that was very interesting.
They're
And
trying to build him up as much as the red herring as possible.
yeah. We need you to do that one more hit.
Yeah, no, and then after doing it, I think we had to do one take just in a better frame.
Yeah.
That's
pretty funny.
hilarious.
Then we
So
finally
talented.
learned that,
French acting.
like we finally learned that they, they were just trying to throw us for a loop with each, questioning each person, the manager, the boyfriend, all these people that no one had anything to do with it. So, even though it took so much of the episode,
It came back
close
to
it
the
on that.
Yeah. With that dude who we all said just looked like a normal
college guy,
nice
like
dude.
somebody
So
who just like
random.
maybe got caught smoking weed, but
Yeah.
didn't
I know.
murder.
And then didn't even speak.
No,
No
and that
words.
bummed
No
me
words.
out actually.
Yeah.
Which in that case, you should get some like just teardrop, like
Yeah.
scary looking
Right?
dude who can-
And just have him weep the entire time. But this dude just like looked like he
It was
stopped by the
weird.
station and was like, yeah, I'm gonna fill this out. And tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and like, I don't know, call that girl again who didn't call back. Like that's what it looked like was happening. I don't know. I thought it was
Well, he was already screwed.
Yeah.
Because he was already.
there.
So why
He
even
was
say
already,
anything?
killed someone.
Yeah,
so
he
he's
already
like,
Oh,
well,
that's true. He had already
I
been
might as
like
well help.
convicted.
I might as well just. It doesn't do me any good by keeping the secret going back to jail. So.
Yeah. He looked too pretty to do it.
Yeah. Another person who's pretty is Blaine.
Yeah,
And,
he is.
we're starting to learn more about his little operation he's got going on. Now, I need someone to clear something up. Mm-hmm. And so he obviously is turning people into zombies so he can sell them brains for money. But
Right.
he was also still in the utopian business, correct? Because he's trying to learn how to make like a super utopian,
Right.
correct? So he's trying to just corner the market on everything, right? Just everything.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
now he's trying to get the cut utopium so that
Exactly.
he doesn't, so he won't be turned back into a zombie.
But he's still dealing utopium now.
I think they
I'm
just
pretty
haven't
sure.
shown
Yeah.
him doing
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
Okay.
We all agree.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when does that mean eventually him and Major are going to cross paths because Major is seeking utopium?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think so. Well, and he's killing all the zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And now with Peyton, possibly. you know?
yeah.
Well, yeah, and then now what's his name? Stacy Boss.
Stacey Boss.
So Stacy Boss was it the district attorney? Correct.
I don't understand this storyline.
Oh no,
To
no,
be
my
quite
bad.
Like-
Stacy Boss was the big drug dealer in Seattle, which Blaine wanted off the street, so he got his district attorney friend to help him.
Right.
And then so Peyton
Floyd.
helps. Yeah, thank you, Floyd. So Peyton is the assistant to him. So she's just trying to figure out this drug ring. So obviously he's going to tell her everything he knows, get Stacy Boss off the streets, and become the biggest drug kingpin in the
Okay.
city.
Yep.
Drug
I get
and
it now.
brain kingpin. He's
Great,
just trying
great.
to take over every
Yeah,
corner.
Blaine.
Great.
Yep.
I got it.
So what's going to happen? Should we dive into what we think is going to happen to Gabriel? I don't know. Is he going to give Blaine the answer that he needs on how to cut this utopium, or how long
I
is this
didn't
going to drag
even
out?
catch on his name.
I have
was
faith.
Gabriel.
I have faith in
think
Gabriel.
so. Yeah.
I think he's gonna hold
Joke
strong.
about Gabriel, but don't get it.
I don't know. At the end, he was like, wait. And they just shot it on him anyways. But
But then they sent him out, and he was like, "God is testing me.
Yes.
Let me go into the wilderness because
think-
I
yeah.
am solid."
Yeah.
I think
don't
Liv
know.
will find him first.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't think he'll come back to Blaine. I think Liv will find him first.
I feel like he won't come back to Blaine.
Or Major will find him first.
Yeah.
Kill him.
Yeah.
And
Major
kill
could
him.
possibly.
Or
be.
start to kill him. I don't know.
A lot of relationship stuff too in this episode. Like,
Yeah.
just a lot.
Yeah, very heavy.
There was a real heavy, like even Ravi and all that stuff. Everything.
Okay, how did you know? Because before we watched the episode, I had asked you if you knew what like had happened in the episode, and you were like, "Well, I know that Major and Liv kind of have like some sort of understanding or come together." And of course, I immediately was like, "So they find each other's mouths, basically." But how did you weren't in that scene? How did you?
Well, you get the whole script.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you got the
Yeah,
whole.
when I saw
Oh
it,
man,
yeah.
how was that table read? What was that
I
like?
know.
There's no table read.
What?
Yeah, maybe for the regulars there is.
Uh-huh.
But the guests, I mean, it's in Canada, and a lot of the regulars are from LA.
Yeah.
So they're not going to spend that extra week of
Right.
everybody being there in hotels and all that just to have a table read.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially if you're coming in for one or two scenes.
Interesting.
Yeah. But maybe they do.
Maybe they
within
do.
somebody else's reading.
Yeah, I was
Some
gonna say, I
stage
thought for
manager's
every
reading
show
my
they did
part.
that.
Yeah.
Maybe. Interesting. I
So when
find
they
that
kill one of us
interesting.
off, you probably won't be
Right.
at the
Well,
table
we're
reading.
prepared now.
We
Yeah,
are.
we'll-
Yeah,
We know how it's going to go.
Absolutely.
We know what will be expected of us.
I saw the creators though talking about how the little guy who's the little zombie.
Oh, the kid. Yeah, what's his name
they
again?
They made him
Bald guy.
be a twin because they'd used him before and
Yeah.
they liked him so much they brought him back. And
Oh,
just
really?
Said, oh, he's a twin.
That's what
Oh,
that's
right.
what Leanne was saying last week. She was saying that I don't think it was on the show. I think it was in the lobby, but she was saying that they liked him so much. Like, okay, let's just
yeah,
create.
they were talking about.
Oh,
Wait,
he's a
wait,
twin.
which who?
Robbie,
The little guy who's just-
Robbie, whatever. his
Donnie
name is.
and
Donnie
Scotty.
and Scotty.
Oh yeah.
He played both
Okay.
Yeah.
parts. Yeah,
Yes.
both parts. Yeah. So
I know that's pretty cool. Like
Oh,
to
that's
be
awesome.
But they
Yeah.
literally just made it up because they liked him.
Yeah.
Which I
Yeah.
thought was really sweet.
which is awesome.
That's really awesome.
That's like the
Are
goal.
they gonna do that with you? You think
I
you're
hope
like
so, man.
you're like Malcolm, put in the word. I
Yeah.
can be a twin.
Yeah, bring back Sue.
Yeah. I mean that is awesome though because you do have a friend on that set who's.
Yeah.
I mean that helps you.
Hey.
It just helps coming in and somebody who's like one of the main guys being like, hey, this guy's cool, be nice to him, hey. And then
Yeah.
you're instantly like, feel a little more comfortable, you know.
So did you call him right when you got the part and we're like, hey man, I'm gonna be
Facebook
on
messaged
set?
him. He's like, sweet, let's hang, you know, blah blah blah. And
That's
then, I got
awesome.
there, and it's just wonderful to have that because it's always like first day of school.
Yeah.
You know, unless you're like somewhat famous,
Right.
you come on and everybody's like, oh hey, you know,
Yeah.
they're working 15 hours a day. You know,
Yeah.
everybody's got stuff to do. And you're gonna be gone in a week or less.
Yeah.
So it's not any sort of rudeness at all. It's just
right.
people
No.
working. And so when you can have just an intro, it's just nice because then people just open up a little more and you can just like because you're sitting around for hours and
Yeah.
hours, so you can just like get to know people a little better.
Yeah.
That's nice.
We
That's
should-
really awesome.
we should get to know our guests a little better. Did you have a few?
Yes, I do.
A little rapid
Okay.
fire.
Yes.
We
Okay.
had this last week with Leanne.
Hit me.
Kind of just quick answers and
do it.
show us what you got.
Okay, so first off, favorite country song.
Oh man, Merle Haggard. Ooh, which one? Probably If I Could Only Fly, which is a newer one.
Okay.
Oh yeah, God, there's so many.
I know there's some.
Or Hank Williams. No, I gotta go with Hank Williams. The original.
Change your
You fried
mind.
his brain.
Yeah. Oh God, I love country music, like old country music so much. I'm so lonesome I could cry. There you
Okay,
go.
All right.
I like it. Okay,
Nice.
so you said that you usually play some like Johnny Cash songs on the guitar. So
Yeah.
give us your best Johnny Cash impression. Sing it if you have to.
Well, I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the God damn. I went down, down,
It was
down, and the
great.
flames
That was
went
awesome.
higher. Burn, burn,
It's like we're
Yes.
seeing Johnny live.
Look at it.
fire, ring of fire.
I'm so glad you
Yes.
didn't buckle under
So
the pressure.
good.
Good job. Good job.
Hell yeah.
So, great trivia fact. June Carter, when she was still married and touring with him and falling in love with him, she played the auto harp, which is when one chord and then you press a button and it goes to another chord.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you're doing. She wrote Ring of Fire
What?
I think I heard that.
about her love for Johnny Cash. And then he turned it into a hit. And then when he was recording it, he one night in a dream, he heard Tijuana brass in that song.
The horns at
Yeah.
the
Which had never
beginning.
been done in country music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he came to the studio. He was like, "I want Tijuana brass," and they're like, "No, you're just
What are you
crazy." He's like,
talking
about?
"I'm doing it." And then,
That's-
of course, now we know this, but it came from a dream. You
Oh
know?
my goodness.
my
This is
And a song that she
amazing.
wrote.
I've never heard any of this,
No,
and
me
I'm
neither.
shocked that's not like common
No,
knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
June
amazing.
Carter Cash wrote that song.
Yes.
Biggest hit.
Oh my god.
Mind is blown.
Yeah.
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 Okay,
So
but
That's
anyway,
pretty huge.
Yeah.
favorite line this episode.
Prickly Pear.
Okay,
Prickly
Because it's
I
about
like that
me.
one,
It's
too.
a good one.
Another
Yeah.
favorite of mine was Desire RX, which was Ravi's perfume.
Yeah.
Or cologne, I mean.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
How dare
Desiree.
you.
Yeah,
Whatever. Okay. Zombies, werewolves, or vampires?
Probably vampires.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you can just fly.
Can you fly?
Lost
Yeah,
Boys
you turn
can.
into a bat.
You can do whatever
They
you
seem
want.
to be able to fly a lot.
You know,
Bigger
that is
people
if you're
with-
going by like
but not
old
far.
vampire.
Not like shh.
No.
But
Yeah.
like if I want to go up like 4 flights and be like, what?
Yeah, they can like.
Yeah.
I feel like now they always make them jump. I haven't seen any of them fly since
But also
Lost
they
Boys.
seem
I
to
know,
have
this is like old
really,
school
really
Yeah.
good sex.
What?
They seem to have really good sex.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're
true.
sexy. They're the sexiest
They
out
do
of
have
all of them.
sexiest.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
they don't seem like they have to kill all this. I don't. Werewolves only get to once 2 nights a week, maybe 1 night a month.
Yeah.
Well, then you just turn into a wolf. It's whatever.
It's silly.
What's going on there?
Have you seen What We Do in the Shadows?
Yes.
Yeah, that's.
Oh my god, it's so great.
If
It's so
anybody
funny.
hasn't
If
seen
y'all
it,
haven't seen it, you
it's-
gotta.
Jermaine,
Clement
Clement.
from Flight of the Conchords.
It's
Jermaine.
a mockumentary of some vampires, some New Zealand
Oh my god!
vampires.
Anything he's in.
Yeah, so
Dude,
he
you
wrote it
gotta
and he's the
Hilarious.
star of it. And then they run into some werewolves.
Yeah.
And it's quite funny.
It's
Nice.
hilarious.
Oh,
Oh, I
yeah.
forgot about that
And
part.
he's from Flight of the Conchords too. He's their manager. He's the pack of the werewolves, but he's like he's really polite and he hates it when they swear. So he's like, guys. You know?
It's really great.
Huh?
That's great. Oh my god, I'm gonna rent it. That's amazing.
Yes, I need to too. I haven't seen it. Okay, so one thing that Liv does is like whenever she's eating brains, she mixes it with something. Like on this episode, it was Southern, so she fried her brains. Other
She put
times
some
she's
sriracha on there. Which
Yeah.
is
Oh, yeah.
quite southern.
But how would
Well,
you?
it's just hot sauce.
They
Yeah.
have to have the hot
It's,
sauce.
it's all
to
they can
have it.
taste.
Yeah, but how would you mix your brains?
I have to go deep fried. I'm not a big fan of like sweetbreads and tripe and that kind of.
Yeah.
Fried up.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong when you fry it up.
No.
At
Yeah.
least I
Robbie
can pretend
wanted
it's
it.
something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then lastly, if you could steal something from set, what would you take?
That guitar.
The guitar.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
believe that.
I like
Did you
that.
get that? Because that was the same scene. You got this. Were you in that whole like what?
Yeah, the director knew I played songs and stuff. He's like, "Yeah, we'll get you up to sing a song for the cast crew," but then of course you run out of time.
Yeah.
Was it a good? Was it a nice guitar?
It was a really nice
Yeah.
guitar. Yeah. It was really beautiful. It's coal wood.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's the best kind of wood. Cold wood.
Okay.
It's very expensive. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Hawaiian.
Well, I have a question for the
Yes.
rapid fire that I asked Leanne, and I like to ask everybody. Favorite hangover food?
Ooh, there's so many.
Brains.
What do you crave?
Fried brains.
What do you
Like
like? I
what?
have
Fried
to
brains.
have it, or I'll
I
die.
guess because it's the morning, it's like pancakes and bacon and just
Yeah.
You want the full continental breakfast.
Sweet and salty.
big, just it's coffee and bacon, pancakes.
All right.
Yeah.
I see.
I feel like you're living it.
Yeah, well,
like
I'm trying
you're in
to-
the
I'm trying
moment,
to-
like,
Think about
I need
it,
some
'cause it's always
pancakes.
in the morning,
Preparing.
you're
And
just like,
bacon.
Coffee.
a lot of coffee.
Bacon.
Yeah. Okay.
Bacon,
Okay.
coffee.
A lot of coffee.
What was Leanne's?
French toast.
Was it French toast?
It was chicken and waffles. That's what it
Chicken and
was.
waffles.
Well,
That's
so
what
you
it
guys
was.
were
always
close,
the
about
sweet
the
and salt-
same.
It's always
Yeah.
that sweet and
Yeah.
salty kind of
Yes.
matchup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I lived 1 year. Unfortunately, I'm not a big fan of living in Hollywood, and I lived 1 year because my girlfriend at the time wanted to live on the west side. I wanted to live on the east side, so we barred on Hollywood. And it was literally across the street from Roscoe's.
Oh,
Yeah.
And
Roscoe's.
by the end of the year, I was just like not interested
Yeah.
in chicken waffles.
Oh, no.
'cause every
Yeah.
morning I was just wafting into
Oh,
the
yeah.
apartment.
Yeah. That'll do it.
It is tasty.
It is very tasty.
I've never
I had a
had
similar
chicken and
experience, but in Long Beach. I live in Long Beach, and I lived directly across the street from the very same Roscoe's Chicken
Yeah,
and
they-
Waffles, but it's just another location. So word, I feel you on that
Yeah.
whole experience.
Not that we hate Roscoe's chicken and waffles.
It's
No,
delicious.
If anyone's watching.
Quite the opposite.
But I mean, anybody can do chicken waffles and they do good, but their syrup. They do something to syrup. I don't know if it's just like their syrup tastes different than everybody else's, and they just got I don't know what to put in it.
It's crack.
It's so
Crack syrup.
interesting to me
Utopian.
that,
It's
that,
utopian.
that you are from Hawaii and you really do have this like southernness about you. It like is very interesting
Where
to
are
me.
your parents from? What's your
Where are
kind
you?
of heritage? Who are you?
My dad's from all around.
Okay.
His dad worked on like oil rigs and was foreman and stuff, so he lived in everywhere all across the country, and then Italy too. He graduated
Wow.
from Rome,
Oh.
strange enough. And then my mom's from Illinois.
All
But
right.
she, when they met and fell in love, she had just got offered a professorship at University of Hawaii.
Oh wow.
My dad worked in
Okay.
publishing, so he started a publishing company there, which has done really well, called Best Press. And so I was
Everything's-
right there.
Nice.
They
Nice.
became locals, and yeah, they've just been there for almost 40 years.
Oh wow!
Look at that. He
Wow.
put a
Cool
bow on it.
life.
I
Yeah.
We are getting
Very
short
cool.
on time.
All right. What do you
I wanted
think?
to get into a quickly predictions
Okay.
of what we think is going to happen. You can chime in on this if you'd like, and we'll start with Desiree.
Your AfterBuzz TV.
if you have predictions, I see Hannah's.
Thinking
I
face.
know.
It's
I
like-
know.
What do you got?
Okay,
for
well,
us?
predictions always give me anxiety at this point on
Yeah.
iZombie, but
Yeah.
there's so much going on with these relationships. I I'm a fan of this Major and Liv thing.
All right.
But there's definitely going to be problems because now Liv and Gilda / Rita,
Yeah.
like they're going to find out next episode, I think. And then the whole Peyton thing, she's roomies now.
Peyton.
Like, what's going on? So I guess my prediction for next week is that it's just going to be complete chaos next episode.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
As it
Yeah, they're
usually
building
is.
up. There wasn't a lot this episode.
Yeah, so there's got to be chaos.
Yeah.
I like that one.
I don't
They
know.
made it
what I
clear
think.
she's interested in the bad boy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then also, Malcolm's probably going to hook up with the other
Yes.
Yes.
So glad you
Yeah.
brought that up. Yes.
Yes.
We were all
So
like,
good.
Fans would have been really mad if that wasn't brought up. So
Yeah.
good job for you,
That's a
man.
hell of a prediction. What,
Yeah.
You got anything?
That's gonna happen.
yeah, no,
We'll jump back.
I'm very excited about Bab's girlfriend.
Yes.
She's a feisty lady, and I like that. And when Malcolm was in with us for season 1, he mentioned that Babs was going to have a little love in his life. So
I'm impressed with
gotta
your
be
memory
some
on
cop
that.
love.
Don't remember that.
And my wife auditioned for that part.
No way!
So I forgot because we were watching the episode, and I was like, "Why do I know these?" I mean,
Yeah.
it's not my
Yeah.
scene. Why do I know these? I was like, "Oh yeah, I reread it with her a
Oh.
lot."
That's really
like,
funny.
like you acted it.
know.
you
Amazing.
all could have been in the same
That
episode.
would've
That would have been
So
so much
cool.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Free vacation in Vancouver.
That
yeah.
completely
It'll
That
happen.
would've
It'll
been
happen. They'll
Have
bring,
like
they'll bring
hotel
you
rooms
back.
right next to each other.
Connecting rooms.
Exactly.
Yes, and I'm really also feeling this this Blaine Payton thing.
Yeah.
Just
I'm
saying,
not
I
feeling
like
it, but I'm okay with it.
I'm
I
feeling
like
it.
it.
Yeah. I mine's getting the same kind of thing there. It's Blaine. It's all blame. But they haven't really talked about how they can sense other zombies
yeah.
and how they're kind of still zombies, but they're not. I think Blaine, within the next handful of episodes, is going to be ousted as a non-zombie.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to get a
that.
lot of power, and then people are going to kind
Okay.
of get onto his tricks. So, and also I'd like to see Daniel Bess back in the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I'd like to
I don't
see.
know.
Bring
how
back
I don't know
Sue.
if they're gonna swing that. Like he doesn't have anything to do with crime fighting.
Yeah.
Maybe he
Whatever.
could.
He'll be the custodian or something.
But now we know
random.
he's newly single.
Yes.
Kind of. So maybe
Yeah.
they'll bring him
Yeah.
back into the fold. We're talking about all these hookups.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do it.
yeah.
I like it.
So are you about to do any other projects right now?
I'm doing like a stage reading Romeo and Juliet right now as Mercutio and
Nice.
recording my second album and just auditioning and hustling and
Where can
Where's this-
everyone find your album and all your and everything?
iTunes right now, just under my name, Daniel
Yeah.
Bess, and when the second one comes out, I'll expand more to all the other
All the
stuff.
platforms.
Very
All
nice.
right, quickly. Everyone's promos.
Yes, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at dmurph625.
And I'm Hannah Prichard, y'all. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at the Hotshot Dude.
And I'm Blake V. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Blake V Media.
I'm Jared Gilkerson. That's at Gilkerson Radio on Twitter. And you can find us on iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube. Thanks for watching and listening. Please rate us. And that's a wrap. I'd like to thank Daniel Bess for
Huge
joining
thank
us.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
And until the next time, have a great Halloween. This is a great time
Happy
of year.
Halloween!
And we'll be back next week, hopefully, with some stories.
Yes.
So that's it. Later.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Best you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.